is to take endocrine glands and then separate them out into these little bubbles that we see on the sides. So this is showing the pituitary gland. The pituitary, you know, is right there, number 1, at the just under the hypothalamus. And then what the model maker does is show you that the pituitary has a stalk that leads from hypothalamus, and then it has a posterior portion and an anterior portion. And it is showing a definite cellular difference, a histology difference between the two sides. There is explanation for that. I don't know if you want it at this point, but
what's 5 and 6?
Yeah, we're not here yet.
Oh,
but these are thyroid. This is pituitary.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you're seeing a histologic difference, which you'll then follow up on Monday, looking at it under the microscope, and you'll see that histologic difference. So we move down, and we get into this one here, number 5. And there is your voice box. So right under the voice box, immediately inferior to it, is the thyroid. And you're seeing the thyroid in 2 views. Anterior thyroid, posterior thyroid with the parathyroid nodules. Anterior thyroid, we see that there are 2 sides joined by a central isthmus. Okay? 2 sides of the thyroid. And if we turn the thyroid around and do some histologic investigation, we find that there are clumps or nodules of other cells called parathyroid glands.
Where are they at? Are those the white nodules?
These little lighter colored nodules,
Okay.
showing difference in histology. We make our way down. You'll see here that it even has a number on the heart. The heart does actually produce hormones. Well, we move down, we get into the area of the kidneys. So we're now in the abdominal pelvic cavity, and we're seeing these glandular looking devices stuck on top the kidneys. That's this here, the adrenal gland. And then we're seeing, they call it sometimes like a fish looking thing. This is the pancreas, and you're seeing just a small portion of the pancreas here. Let's look at the adrenal gland. It's one on each side, and the adrenal gland has an inner medulla and an outer cortex. The adrenal medulla we talked about today. It's a hormone producer. The cortex we're going to find either through listening to me or through reading. It is producing several different hormones, some very important ones. The pituitary produces important hormones, and so does the adrenal gland. So adrenal medulla, adrenal cortex, and then there are going to be zones in the adrenal cortex. This is a small portion of the pancreas. You will learn in lecture that the pancreas is called a mixed function gland. It has both endocrine and exocrine functions. To remind you, exocrine is producing a product that goes into some kind of a tube. So the pancreas is producing pancreatic juice that gets dumped into the intestine. But these cells here are showing what are called pancreatic islets, a little island amongst a sea of other cells. The model maker does not do a good job. They're showing you the exocrine cells here. They call them pancreatic acini if you want to be Italian, or acini otherwise. Okay? And then they show a pancreatic islet with what are called alpha cells, beta cells, and I think there's even a third type of cell there. Okay? These are the cells that are endocrine. These are the cells that produce the hormones that control blood sugar. We come on down then and we get into the area of the reproductive system. The generic term for hormone-producing mixed function glands of the reproductive system are called gonads. Okay? Generic term. Men have gonads, ladies have gonads. Here's the female gonad, the ovary. It's a mixed function gland because it not only produces hormones, it also produces eggs. And so egg is not hormone, it's something else. This is the male gonad known as the testicle, testes, testicle, and it is producing hormones as well as producing sperm. So it's a mixed function gland. Okay? We'll learn more about what mixed function gland is, or true endocrine glands. Pituitary is true endocrine gland. It produces hormones, as all it does. Thyroid, same way. Parathyroid, same way. Adrenal, true endocrine gland. All it does is produce hormones. Pancreas, mixed function. Gonads, mixed function. Okay? Let me see if I can find the